Hi guys, and welcome back to another Minecraft video. So today we're going to be working on the main city. This is the city of Lioness, which I've kind of been building. Now I've got the mod in a state where I can start really building with it. I thought I might as well show you guys the big plan, and we are going to be starting doing like a cargo dock type thing, like this episode and this little mini-series type thing. Well, hopefully mini-series. But also, guys, if there's anything that you want me to kind of start now, please feel free to comment. So I'll show you the main plan, and this is literally just the map. The map that I've got is based off of Chicago, but obviously it's got some extra bits as well. So it is roughly based off Chicago, and I say roughly based. The river system is, because I really like how Chicago has all the jumps over the river and everything. I just think it's really cool, and it's got some pretty good areas around it. So I've kind of like grabbed that, roughly gone over it, done some extra stuff. Obviously they don't have this kind of island around here, but you know, it kind of works. So just to go over what I've already built and where it's all built, around this lake I've got the mansion. There we go, and it's around this area here. So this is where the mansion kind of area is, around the hills and all that kind of stuff. Actually, I need to do something with this. That'd be really cool. The rivers are pretty rough, I'll be honest. They really are. Got a big government isle type thing there. I'm planning on doing like a really French, like Parisian type, you know, very almost like Renaissance-y, classical architectural type thing. This is going to be like the old town. I got Oldham. That's Oldham, but Oldham, like really kind of ruggedy, kind of very brick-like buildings in that one. In this kind of bit, we're going to have the high rises on this one. We've got West Bank, where it's the mostly like commercial and financial area, which has its own marina. You guys have already seen the marina before. So I've already been building the marina around there. That's the same one there, as well as that town that I've got going on. So that's this area here. You'll notice there's a big load of blue wool that actually goes all the way through my map. And I've been putting roads over, so I've actually built a 4-leaf clover now, which was really fun. Ginormous as well. So I've built that in. It's roughly in where these are. This just helps me get an idea, and I've actually put this on the map. So there is these gigantic like wool bands going around, which is pretty cool. So yeah, West Bank is going to be like the more. This is going to be like the high-rise area around here, pretty much like Chicago. I'm really wanting to do some like train tracks that go over the top as well. I haven't properly planned out the trains yet, but I'll probably do it something similar where I just write all over this. Planning on having a castle here. I don't know if I'll actually have a castle there or not, or I'll have something else like a big dome. I don't know. I don't know if a castle will actually fit in with this place. It might fit in better somewhere else, like in the hills up here or something. I don't know. We do something like kind of old school, but so I might do something in a little bit different, more like a cultural centre here, like a big expo centre or something. Well, not that big, that'd be huge, but something of that like size, or a stadium or something. I don't know. Marina's there. You're gonna have the yacht dry docks around here, so I'm gonna have some like building up things, and I've got a cruise ship kind of dock is gonna be in here. I don't know if this is big enough. I might have to cut it up a little bit. It's pretty big though, so I might have like a cruise ship, yeah, dock either in here or something. This is what we're going to be building. Like today, we're going to be starting on, which is where the cargo docks are going to be. So yeah, we're going to be kind of going over the planning of that, and me like trying to cut it down a little bit and all that kind of stuff, and just planning the area that we've got. It's like pretty unnatural bit of land, but I'm essentially planning on cutting it into two, where we have like quite a bit square bit around here, and then we're going to actually have an angled bit going across this one here. So that they come into here, and then they can actually go up. So you have like a straight line here, and then a bit of an angle, just so we get like both, so we can get used to. Because it's gonna be my first docks, really. Me and Zari started one ages ago, but we're gonna have a first dock kind of thing over here with the cranes and all that kind of stuff. Then I'll try and get them on angle as well. It's gonna be quite cool. I'm also planning on having the trains, which there is a train tracks in between this, kind of like Chicago has as well. And that's actually going to come off, and there's going to be some train tracks that go up to here. So we're going to have trains on this bit, and that's going to be partly for the cruise ship, so you can actually get by train to the cruise ships, but it's also going to be so you can get the cargo onto the train tracks. I don't know if there's two different types of train tracks. People that know trains, please do get in contact with me, because I don't know how they work at all. So that's the kind of area here. Dry docks, so we're actually going to have some ships under construction, some pretty big ships. I actually want to do some warships under construction, possibly. I'm not sure yet. We'll see. The main airport, which I know people are going to be like, please do an airport series. And when I do do an airport is going to be huge, like absolutely ginormous. I do want to get these roads kind of linked up first. So I've got this one. This one goes down to here. I haven't got an intersection here, but I've got a bit going down here. So I need to do the intersection and do the intersection over here. And then I can bring that off, and then I can join up an airport. But I could just build an airport and then do the roads later. Yeah, I could do that. Right, what else we got around? Oh yeah, Stretton. That's going to be a little British town, like really like British style, I think. And Oakland's going to be like a more American style houses. But I've already started doing around this industrial estate up here. I've already started doing some houses around this area. It looks pretty cool. It does look pretty cool. So I'll have to show that off at some point. Over here we've got a military-only island. That's going to be like a giant, pretty much an air base. It's also going to have a bit of a naval base as well. So we've got this like safe harbour here. That's literally what I'm going to call it, safe harbour. We're going to have a nice bridge going across it, which I think will be really cool. But apart from that, it's pretty much all open. There is a big space around here. That space is actually just filled with like cars and vehicles and planes or whatever I'm planning on like using as a common set. That's kind of like the idea anyway, just dumping it all there so I can see it all. Also, Stargate. So the Stargate base is somewhere, I think it's here. I think it's around this area. This is where the Stargate military base is. So that's where the super secret, so there's going to be a military base up there, obviously. Mountain complex thing, which is going to be quite cool. Obviously, as soon as I get to swapping that over to all the mod blocks. But yeah, today is going to be the cargo docks, so the actual shipping docks. So, to show you guys it in MC Edit, oh, that's annoying. It did all load in MC Edit, but we've got it all here. So, my biggest cargo ship, which is ships, and I've got container ships. My biggest one is Prometheus. So this is like 400 odd blocks long, this one. There we go. And that's the size of this area. So we've got an absolutely huge monster area, which is realistic in size to actually work with. So yeah, this is where we're kind of going to be. So I'm going to have a look at planning this out, and it's going to take me a long time, I think. But then again, the docks themselves aren't super complicated, so we might jump around here. We're going to do literally just planning this episode, and then I want to like throw it up and show you guys. Actually, if I grab another one, what you guys might have done. Prometheus, you haven't done. So I haven't done a tutorial on that one. Apollo. There you go. So you can see the size of Apollo. So like this bridge itself, well, this land mass itself is quite big. So it's the size of the Apollo. So that means we can get like trains on one side. We can get proper roads going in as well. So yeah, I've put down the spawn here. So we'll see how that goes. Yeah, we'll jump in anyway, and we'll have a look around and really start planning this out a little bit. So yeah, let's get on to that. Okay, so what I've done is I've just actually grabbed up, just randomly, really randomly actually, grabbed up Shanghai. So, no, it's not Shanghai. I was having a look at Shanghai, then I ended up looking at Singapore. So Singapore, for people that don't know, it's at the tip of Malaysia in a way. Right, isn't it? So you kind of get like China around here, and it goes all the way down here. It's like this crazy place that people don't really know about that much. Like, they know about Singapore, but they actually don't know where it is. Singapore has got one of the largest docking areas in the world, like shipping docks, and so it gives us a really good idea to have a quick look at general structure, and we'll kind of be actually planning this out a little bit, and how we're going to do it. Obviously, they've got a lot more like crazy little angles and stuff like that, but that's kind of what we're wanting to do as well. But this I quite like how it's on these two different angles, and I kind of want to do something like this, just a little bit less angly. What's going on here? What's with all that weird stuff? Oh look, they've done some, yeah, that's quite funny, done some what they called cranes. There we go. So we've got that there, and they've also got some around here as well. They've got quite a lot going on, so they've got like all these different types. So, right, in terms of actually splitting this up, we've got where the actual ships meet the cranes. So we've got the ships and cranes area, which is quite big, and then you've got obviously the actual crates, and they're all set up into these different lines, so we can kind of copy something like that quite easily if we get some good pictures, which there are luckily on the internet. There's just internet is pictures really. So we've got stuff like that. If we go over to Shanghai, and I'm going to try and find it really quickly. Hong Kong's pretty good as well, actually. If we zoom down here, here we go, Hong Kong. So I'm just using Google Earth for this. Google Earth is just like the ultimate tool. Right, here we go. So this is what they've got in Hong Kong. Similar kind of thing, see? Where you get this. I don't know why I'm going for more of the Asian countries. I just think they just have lots and lots of docks. So we get this kind of big strip here, big cranes, lots of area, lots of things here. And this is quite cool because it's at an angle. So this bit's at an angle, but these are all straight. So that's another interesting thing about it. Don't know where the trains are with this, if they have any at all, but you can see all these lanes going in. And also, there we go, the terminal. This is actually really good. So the actual lorry terminal of them going in and out, everything needs to be logged, which makes perfect sense. So we've got to do something like that. We also got to think about fueling as well. So I think what we're going to end up doing is having somewhere for ships to fuel up. I don't know if it'll be around here or God knows, or around here. I don't know if we want it near the cruise ship as well. So they can, you know, we've got somewhere for everything to be stored to fuel up. Kind of does make sense, but it's something we need to think about. Right, if we go and have a have a look. Actually, let's have a look over here. Zoom in, see if there's anything else. There you go, some more fuel stuff, as you can see everywhere. This looks something like it's something under construction. More in here, and I think these are just gigantic roads. Yeah, so we've got gigantic roads going in here in a crazy intersection. So I haven't seen any train tracks, but I'm sure there will be some pretty close by. Sure of it. What is that? No, that's not. I was thinking that's like got some train tracks because it's got these lines on it. So, right, let's have a quick look now at Shanghai, which I think is the biggest docks in the world. Shanghai is. Let's see if I can find it quickly. Here we go. It's going to be around here. There it is. Hey, there we go. So we've got. I think gee, it's some down. No, there's not some down there. I'll have a proper look around this. Right, they've got airport. There we go. Here they are. So Shanghai's got some pretty different ones. Because of the river, they've actually got these sticking out, and then they've got these little bridges going across, and then they have the storage area in this bit. It's quite interesting, isn't it? But you've got these main roads or main arteries going in, and there's a lot of different ways going in. It looks pretty one way actually, but I don't think that's where we're going to go. They've also got some pretty big storage things, but you can see how interesting that is. It's completely different. So yeah, and then they've got their actual shipbuilding stuff around here as well, which is pretty cool. And they've even got it across the river as well. They've even got some. This is where it's crazy, but I think this is more shipbuilding actually, which is quite interesting. So there we go. That's what that is. So yeah, looks pretty cool. I think. Well, I think it looks really cool. It just gives me a good idea of these kind of like different splits up, but it's mainly, and that's why I was kind of like went down to Singapore, because I just found that it seemed a little bit more cleaner and what I wanted down here. So that's why I'm gonna kind of not like base it off of the Singapore ones, but the clear kind of cut between everything. I'm definitely going to be using. I just need to make sure I get the gates and everything right. I don't know where. I haven't been able to see many trains anywhere, which is really strange. Or I think it's really strange, because I would have thought that for cargo and stuff, trains would be pretty big. But then again, this is a very big place, so and they've got a lot of trucks. Right, so in terms of planning, just having a look at. I need to pick up that picture. This neck here, right, the like thin part of it on Minecraft when it loads. It's taking a little while to load. It might just be because I'm recording the screen rather than anything else. There we go. So this part here, that's north. So I put a little line going across it. It's quite a few hundred blocks long. So we're going to have the trains going down here. Quite a lot of trains, and then we can have some pretty big roads coming in. I'll try and work those out and see what we want to do with that. Going down, we've got quite a lot going on. So we're going to have to bring out this quite a bit. I think actually the height's pretty good. It's pretty high up, which I was actually thinking I needed to raise this up, but that's quite good that I don't need to. I just need to bring it all in. So that's pretty good. So if we just go onto the... I'm using Fireworks for this, which is like a Adobe product. It's similar to Photoshop, but I don't know, I quite like Fireworks. I think it's quite cool. So this is the kind of like little area that we're going to be working on. So if we grab... Actually, if we do something like this, there we go, and I'm going to save it as cargo. I've got a different separate bit of it then, which is fine. Right, click off. Okay. Don't need that. We kind of probably do need the cruise bit. Right, that's floating around. That is not what we want. We want to lock that. Lock all those. Right, what we're going to do is we're going to draw some boxes. So I want to have like a pretty straight thing going along here. And I'm not going to do it that colour. That's horrible. I'm going to do it like with grey or something. So that's what I'm going to have right here. And then I'm going to have another one. Actually, probably going to be smaller than that. This is for the... I guess I'm going to have to bring that in, or do I keep it dropped? No, I think I bring it somewhere like that, right? Okay. Yeah, so that's where we're going to have the main section of it, and then I want to have something like... Okay, that's not going to work so much. See, this is why I work like try and plan it out. Always trying to plan it out. Right, that's already buggered that up. Right, if we stretch this, then stretch that across there. So it's pretty big anyway. And then we rotate. And we can also shrink it a little bit. Rotate to get something that works. I'm gonna have to figure out a nice angle for this, I think. But you know, something like that will work. So we get this kind of like sheltered bit, so they'll come in here, they can then get loaded up there, get loaded up on this straight bit. So this bit here, let's do like an outline on it or something. Simple black. So I have that as that bit. I want the big one on top. There we go. Blue Y. Blue as well. Right, there we go. Have that there. Obviously all of our crates and stuff are just going to be behind it. So we're going to have lots and lots of storage around here. So this can be like, I don't know, dark grey or something. Oh, God knows. Could we do any like some weird patterns with it? Probably. Not I'll be able to find anything that's like now. Yeah, that's not going to look good, is it? All I'm looking for is like something that I can somehow pretend is cargo crates. Maybe like that, right? So we've got lots and lots of crates there. Something like that. We'll have a couple of roads coming in. So if we grab a paintbrush, we're going to have... can't really have blue. Trains are going to be this like purpley colour. Probably going to need a bigger brush than that. So train tracks will come down here, and they'll literally stop in here. We'll have like a big stationy thing here, and that will go into there. So that colour there will mark as a colour thing, and then we'll have the main roads coming in, which the roads will be in here, and then that can obviously like link in or whatever, wherever it needs to, as well as onto this bit. And you know, go around or whatever it needs to do. It'll kind of like go around the entire complex. Let's got that there. We're also going to need a gate of some kind. I think the gate, there's no real reason why it can't be up quite high, and then it'll split itself into lanes. So we're going to actually have it here. So there we go. That's what we've got. So we've got here. Wow, look at that text. It's massive. It's the Han Solo text as well. Right. Probably want Knight's Quest. Dungeon. Probably want 70 or something. Not even that. Maybe 40. Okay. There you go. So we've got trains. This is like the roughest planning ever. Right. Train. Road. And then after that, we're gonna have the what do you even call this? Check in. Yeah, not check-in. Check-in kind of area. I think that should do it, because that'll cover this. So we've got this area here, which is where you got your cranes. We got the area where you dump everything. We got the big roads as well, obviously coming in. These are the roads that I'm thinking. So we have those roads going in. We've also got trains linked up. Should pretty much do it. I think we probably need some warehouses somewhere. And where do we have those warehouses? I think you'd probably... Oh, there we go. You'd probably end up... Right, if we move this over... Move that over, we can put that behind stuff. Move that over there. Pull that over here. Stretch it a bit and we'll end up... I don't know, erasing it or something. Can we do that? Does that work? Can't remember. No, it doesn't really work on that rectangle. That one there. Oops. Nope, it doesn't work. Okay, that's fine. So I end up with something like that. Or that, because it's going to annoy me. Bring that over to here, bring that over there, shove that in. You know, something like this, right? Where we've got lots of stuff there. Well, then maybe we'll have this area here as like actual warehouses and storage bits and bobs. So we'll have like, I don't know. These here will be warehouses. Use that as blue. And then we're going to have our cylinders. These will be like the big gas cylinder things. Those as blue? Okay, we'll have those as blue. Right, I'll just copy that and put that in. So we're going to have all of our gas storagey type stuff around here, like all that industrially bits and bobs will be around that area. So we change this colour to something else. God, that's horrible. Have we got anything else? Blue, grey, teal. Right, we'll go blue instead then. So that's what we'll have, right? So then that kind of makes sense. We'll just shove this text on here. So we'll have the cargo dump, warehouses, and then fuel. Pretty much it. All big oil stuff around there. That should pretty much do it. I wouldn't have thought we needed too much else. So we've got all the cranes and everything. That's an interesting little island, isn't it? I wonder if that's like a prison or something that they've got. I don't know. It's weird. That's all we really need as far as I can tell. There's not really too much else. I'll have a look anyway and plan it out. But tell me what you guys think about the plan. Do I also need to, you know, bring it around like here as well? You know, do I do like a two-sided kind of thing where we have it going across this like at a weird angle as well? Tell me what you think about that, because I mean it would make more sense, wouldn't it? You know, you could then have tons and tons and tons of stuff. The only thing I'm thinking is that if we've got in the big picture, yeah, we do. The only thing I'm thinking is that this is then sheltered from storms and stuff, because I don't know if this is going to be on an ocean or if it's going to be on a lake, kind of like Chicago is. So God knows. But that's the plan anyway, guys. What I'll do, because one of the things I need to do is I need to actually start cutting out the side. So I've actually looked in GTA, and I think this kind of side kind of works. I'm going to have a look at other kind of sides that people have done for this kind of dock, but I kind of quite like how this is cut in. So I might start on this edge here and just mass do it in World Edit or something like that. But apart from that, guys, tell me what you think of the plan, and also which ones or what areas you want me to work on. You know, like skyscrapers or the airport or mansions and all that kind of stuff, government stuff or military and things like that. And the good news is, because I've got the mod now, I can actually make some more custom bits and bobs to fit into it as well. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I will see you on the next one.